Y'all bought that? Y'all really believe that?
It's all a game, man. It's a business at the end of the day. You got to remember it's a business at the end of the day, and they do not have your best interests at heart.
For them. But see, here's the thing, Ocho. It's only a business for them because when you say because they've done a great job with the fans, they've convinced the fans that if a player says it's business, no, you sell it. You don't care about winning. Your team, I care more about winning than your team. Because they cared about it while they penny pinching. So what am I? I'm a business. I'm a brand unto myself.
Right. Yeah,
but they've done a great job of convincing the fans. The fans will believe that millionaires are greedy, but billionaires, man.
The fans are emotionally invested into the team, so they're
Correct.
always going to take the owner's side for some reason.
Correct.
For some reason.
It's the front of the jersey that they're attached to, not the back of the jersey.
Not the players, yes.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. It's a beautiful Monday morning, man. And actually last night, you know, sometimes when you have those insomnia moments where you can't really sleep and your mind is always racing. So I'm on Twitter. I'm going through these spaces and I'm listening to people talk about football and all this type of stuff because it's late at night. And then all of a sudden on Twitter, I'm scrolling through Twitter and then I see this from my guy Martin. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't follow him, he's a great follow. And Unc and Ocho talking about how these owners, you know, the leverage and all this type of stuff. I don't think it necessarily pertained to Jerry Jones at that moment, as far as they weren't just talking about Jerry Jones. They were just talking about in general. They were just talking about billionaires and the owners and how they negotiate, you know. And oftentimes because us fans, and I say us because I'm a fan at the end of the day. This is a fan channel. I happen to have a lot of knowledge about football that I try and pass on to people. But at the end of the day, I'm a spectator just like all of you guys. Doesn't matter what I predict or anything like that. I'm a fan at the end of the day. I'm on the other side of things. So I love the players. I love the teams. I just love football all together, right? And I understand that there are two sides to negotiations. There's the players, and then there is the organization. So in order to come to an agreement, this is actually what I do for a living. I actually put contracts together, I negotiate, and all of this stuff. So maybe I am the person to talk to when it comes to this. But there are a couple things in negotiating that you're going to need. The number one thing you're going to need is leverage. Leverage can be anything. You know what I'm saying? Leverage could be based on time, like meaning like, oh, you got to get this done in a certain amount of time and you're the best candidate. Leverage is based on your skill set. You know what I'm saying? You could be the very best at what you do, and you might save time and money when you do that. You know, and this is not even just talking about athletics. This is just talking about in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I want you guys to take this with you in the workplace with you as well when you're negotiating your salaries and all of that type of stuff. Take this with you. Leverage is also based on too, like that. I only talked about leverage for yourself. On the other side, leverage could be you being a part of this company, you being a part of this brand is important to your resume. So that's often, and now I'm going to switch gears to the Cowboys. That's what the Cowboys do because they are the most famous brand, because that star represents so much, because they're in Texas where, you know what I'm saying, the tax situation for the wealthy or the people like the players is a great situation for them. They try and use that as leverage when they're coming to these players. So, hey, you being a Cowboy, that means that you're going to get more TV time than anybody. People are going to recognize your brand more than anybody because you're a part of us. That's the leverage that they often try and use. And in some cases, it works. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're a player right now and you need a breath of fresh air like Dante Fowler. Like Dante Fowler probably could go somewhere else now. Or after football, Dante Fowler can get a job. Possibly, I'm just using Dante Fowler. Hopefully he comes back. I love Dante Fowler as a player, but I was just using him as an example. having a second stint and being able to get your name out there, and now you'll have other teams more likely to sign you or be interested in you because of you're on TV a lot, so your name is going to be seen. But unfortunately, that line of business for the Cowboys does not translate into wins, right? In order to get the best, the very best understand their worth, they understand their leverage, they understand their skill set, they understand when the free agency period starts, they understand how to use other offers as leverage because that's another aspect as well. They understand that, hey, just because you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're in the league don't mean I can't go get this bag somewhere else. And that's where players like Julio Jones, where they ask him, hey, you want to be a Dallas Cowboy? Where Unc calls him on the phone, and it's just like, nah, I'm trying to win. That's the reputation that this front office has right now. Business is first. They're going to try and shortchange you with the same old spiel, and they have not been able to put together a winning product. So not only am I not going to win, but you're going to try and shortchange me just to say it's better for you on the back end. And so how do we change that? Well, hey, every time they get into contract situations, the way you change that is you don't dog out the guys that are your dogs. You don't dog out your dogs in front of the whole world to see, because everybody's going to see that. Players are a brand. They're going to see that, hey, I ain't trying to enter no BS negotiations with them. So this is what in turn it leads to. It leads to guys like Odell Beckham using the Cowboys name, using the fame, using the outreach portion of it, and then signing with somebody else. And that's often what you see. You see guys all the time linked to the Cowboys. Agents are smart. They understand what leverage is. They use the Cowboys name, and then they go elsewhere. That's what's happening. The Cowboys are going to have to get away from how they've been doing business. It doesn't translate how it should translate on the outside portion of trying to get guys to come here. Now, people ask me all the time, because I'm a father of a budding athlete, and to be honest, I don't even wish this on him. I think he's becoming a Cowboy fan. Man, look, it's very dreadful over here. It's toxic over here. I be telling him that all the time. But he asked me one day, he said, would you like me to play for the Cowboys? And I straight up told him, if you're drafted by the Cowboys, absolutely. And I said it off Chris, the same question. Said it off Chris will tell you the same thing. But if you're on free agency, hell no. Hell no. If you're on free agency, no. Don't come here, because it's going to be a whole lot of smoke and mirrors. Don't come here. But hey, I understand leverage. I understand what negotiation is. Use the name, but at the end of the day, we know what it is, bro. We know what it is. But appreciate y'all, man, for stopping by. I just want to give my 2 cents on what Unc and Ocho were talking about. Totally agree with what they're talking about. Players are a brand. People got to understand that. Fans as well. You wouldn't want anybody to shortchange you out of your work for what you do. You know what I'm saying? You want to get the very best that you can get for you and your family. Appreciate y'all, man. Hope y'all have a great week. Hopefully this was a start to a great week. Now let's get it. Peace.